The first 12 years of a child's life, they get unconditional love. Well, hopefully, most will feel it, but sadly today I see even parents failing to do that. Yet most can expect to feel love and some happiness. Then puberty hits, and some, like myself, it starts to feel awkward. We understand we do not fit in with the accepted view of the straitjacket mentality of society. Puberty is difficult enough if you're acceptable, but if your behavior does not fit accepted norms, out of fear you start trying to hide. Not because the feelings are disgusting to you. No, it's normal. See, it is because while we might have had unconditional love and heard all the right things being told to us by family and friends, we also have eyes as well as ears. For example, we hear hateful statements made by those we love, judging others whose lifestyle they know nothing about. Just like they know nothing about us because we haven't told them yet. We're scared. They see the images, tell jokes, even if you never had a confrontation with another person or group. Just the word alone you can say things about, and we hear it. We know that that's what we may be. Your kids hear, and what they take from that is, while you love them, you also hate people like them. And they fear the only reason you love them is because you do not yet know that the person you love is just like the people you ridicule and condemn. Many times you don't know anything at all about the people you judge beyond the label. To most, what you see as alien is no different in appearance than those that sleep in your own house. Just the word, that's it. So, we that begin to realize there is a different within us fear that an act will betray the secret and lose us the love and security you gave us for over a decade unconditionally. Often, to back your arrogance up to allow for your intolerance to others, you latch onto religion or some other moral code that is just as subjective, and it allows you to leave no doubt whatsoever and leaves those in your family lost who, like myself, have no hope of ever living up to your unrealistic standards. I wonder how many of you that are so certain you are right has ever considered that the same God you embrace is said to have given us free will. Some argue God did not make you this way. However, we all are created the same way, and we all over our lifetime have people come into and leave our life. Each one has an impact for good or ill, and often bring both. If God creates us all, and each person you come into contact with is created by God, then the impact of that contact must be by God's design, right? So, whether you were born gay or you learned to have feelings for people, isn't the result that God, through His own design, is shaping you even after you're born? Yet, humanity is flawed, and family or society in arrogance demands conformity. Often, they use God to give others the right to commit horrible acts to enforce their view of the proper life to live. How can you believe you are following the right path if you also believe God is infallible, all-knowing, and gave you free will? In your arrogance and need for certainty, you distort God's creations by trying to force your ideals blindly on others. Thereby, through your intolerance, you could be causing those you love to experience a harder road than God ever needed to shape the soul He placed on that earth, on that path. Have you ever done something you were forbidden not to do? Well, that's much the same thing here if you're too strict with an individual who cannot possibly fit into that straitjacket. Odds are they're going to rebel, and then their life will be much harder because you had to be right, and you decided to disown them instead of accepting that God might have a different path for them. Thank you.